Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Winning Mondays. I believe we are in season 4, episode 3, and today we are focusing on find the motivated through lead generation, right? So with me today, I've got two special guests. Both are our top producing agents from Market Center 1. I have J. So there's 3 J's. Oh my gosh. There's 3 J's in this show today. It's J, right? So Joanne and Jonathan Kuek are with me, joining us from Market Center 1. So yeah, Joanne and Jonathan, good morning. Why don't you just quickly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you guys?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, 3 J's today. So Jonathan Lee, you're always welcome to join part of our team. Our team is called called J Dot. It's not inclusive to only people who have names with J. Everyone, if you're interested, you can always join us. Basically, we're a team of 7 right now. We focus on sub-sales, the secondary market. And so a few divisions, one is in Desa Park City, one is in Cheras, and the other one is in Old Klang Road.
Right. Jonathan, how about yourself? Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
I am the slave under J. Team. So my name is Jonathan Kuek. I'm from Market Center 1. I've been in this industry for about 9 years already. So I had experience about primary market and secondary market. It was a very interesting journey.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit about your team, either Joanne or Jonathan? How has it been like for you guys this year in terms of production, number of sales and all that?
Yeah, John, you want to take it?
Our gross commission income this year, we have hit about 380,000. This year, we have done about 16 sales and about 14 renters at Desa Park City.
This is since January till now.
Yep, that's right. Right.
So I just want to give everyone a perspective that they have been doing about 40 transactions, 16 sales, 14 rentals, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You want to say something else?
Yeah, so our goal this year is about 1 million, and we are behind our target. I think we are behind about 200,000. So we are doubling down the effort to get the sales back, and we know how to do it because we just need to focus on the right strategy.
Right. Awesome. I just wanted them to set the tone to give that perspective of where they are in their business. Now, before we go into our conversation, I want to quickly run a short poll, a 2-question poll. I'm going to launch this poll. And for all those who are watching on Zoom or on Facebook, please feel free to answer the poll question, just to give us all a feel and understanding of where everyone is in this conversation, right? And the first question, if you can see my screen on the poll, is, do you know how many leads you need to hit your goal? Either you say yes, don't know, or your question mark is what is the goal, okay? So don't know, do you know how many leads you need to hit your goal? One choice only. Second question is, how much time do you allocate for lead generating? 3 hours, 1 hour per day, or no fixed time? So please put it in the chat. Please put it in the poll right now. I'm going to give you all about a minute or so. Do you know how many leads you need to hit your goal? Single choice question. Yes, don't know what is a goal. Number 2 is, how much time do you allocate for lead generation or lead generating? Right. So I encourage everyone to participate. Don't worry, I cannot see who say yes, who say don't know. I cannot see all these things. When we just want to assess what's the feel on the ground right now, like what's everyone doing right now, right? So please feel free to participate in the poll. You've just joined us on the call. We want to run a poll of 2 questions. Number 1 is, do you know how many leads you need to hit your goal? It's a one choice question poll. Second one is, how much time do you allocate for lead generating? 3 hours, 1 hour, no fixed time. Right. I'm going to give another 20 seconds. Do participate. We still have a lot of people that is not participating in this poll. When I encourage you to participate, please, so that we can understand the feel on the ground where we are right now. Do you know how many leads you need to hit your goal? And how much time do you allocate for lead generating? I'm going to close it in the next 10 seconds. So 10, right? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to end the poll right now. Right, I'm going to share the results, and this is the results of the poll. 69% say yes, they know how many leads they need to hit their target. About 28% say they don't know. 3% is what goal. Awesome. Thank you for being very honest and open about this. 38% say they spend about 3 hours. 21% say 1 hour per day. 41% say there's no fixed time. So Joanne and Jonathan, when you look at this poll results, what are some of your thoughts?
I feel that most of the people are on the right track. They know how many leads they need to hit or contact to reach their goal. And also 38% that says that 3 hours per day lead generating, I think that's quite impressive. Right. Because I thought that, people who are attending this will not be able, do not have that kind of hours per day to spend on lead gen. And I'm just curious that, okay, then what can we share? What can JK and I share today? Because I think everyone is doing pretty well.
Right. How about you, Jonathan? What do you think?
I think number one, have to be clear about the numbers. I think some of them are very clear about the leads they need. But I always think the struggle is always do it consistently. We can do lead generation 3 hours a day, but are we consistent enough? I think so. So that's the question. I'm kind of impressive about look at the result. Quite impressive. Yeah.
Right. And it's interesting that a lot of us don't have a fixed time. There's some of us that don't have a fixed time in lead generation. Meaning we don't allocate fixed time to do this, right? Yeah. And today we're going to dive in deeper and talk about what are some of the things that that you guys are doing that is helping you all to achieve helping you all to try to achieve your goals. But let's just start off with the first question is, do you all agree that a shift is happening in the market? And if you do agree the shift is happening in the market, what's your mindset on dealing with the shift right now?
Okay, I think for me, I think there's definitely a shift in the market because I find that the challenge is there are lesser motivated sellers. There are lesser good listing meaning it's in good condition, good pricing. There are also there are more agents in the market as well. So it's like the inventory is very low. And we have to be more aggressive as agents to secure that the listings, the good listings. So I feel that shift in the market, I interpret it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think I think every shift there's a good opportunity to have client with seller. And oftentimes when shift happen, people feel there are a lot of uncertainty. Like the interest rate happens, like they're talking about election right now. Right. So seller are not too sure, am I pricing it correctly? So I think the shift happened, we have to prepare what is happening right now in the global market and how does interest rate affect, how does inflation rate affect the property market? Because a lot of seller thought inflation rate increase, therefore my price have to increase.
Right.
That is actually extremely wrong mindset, because when inflation rate increase, the affordability level decrease. But then somehow they want to add on burden to the buyer and they're trying to sell fast. I think that kind of conversation need to have and educate them because they are not too sure. So we need to be very clear which direction we are going through, what shift that is happening in the market right now.
Right. Well, how as an agent on the ground working with your teams and all that, what is that mindset that you all put on as you are dealing with this shift market?
For me, I think the mindset that we have as a team is we want to win market share as fast as possible. So we need to be aggressive in our marketing. We need to be aggressive in our pitching and also our lead generation. So if not, because of the limitation of the inventory, right? And if we are slow, we would just lose out very quickly. So that's the mindset that we take every day. We want to be more aggressive.
You want to be more aggressive. Yeah. How about you, John? What's your take on your mindset when you deal with this market right now?
I think we are not too... I try to answer this question, but I think what we are doing right now is that we really try to do lead generation consistently. Try not to miss that. I think one of the mindset we understand, I think one of the mindset is we have to prepare every quarter there are challenges going to happen. We just need to prepare for that and don't get shocked about, oh, suddenly things change. And we always want to stay in contact with seller and buyers to have conversation with them. I think this is one of the mindset. So when there's updates about the market, we want to be the first one to tell them first.
Right.
And also if we are unable to sell the property, we also are able to let the seller know what is happening right now and prepare them. Probably you need another 2 more months, 3 more months, something like that.
So what I'm hearing from you, John, is that you are behaving and expecting things to be very different and a lot of challenges happening every quarter. Having that mindset, and sometimes it's like the paranoid mindset that, this is going to be very challenging. We got to prepare for the challenges, right? So you are trying to set a mindset that you are preparing to go on an uphill battle. It sounds to me that way. Why do you think that's important to have that kind of mindset in this season?
I think we have to behave the market that is coming to us. Otherwise, we cannot respond immediately, or we cannot respond or make decision accurately.
Right.
I would think that way, because oftentimes we get caught when the market shift and we don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So by preparing that will help us to strategize our lead generation properly. Yeah.
And just like what you said, so you're very clear that in this market, there's a lot of mismatched expectation on the owners and the buyers. The buyers is expecting price to drop, owners expecting price to go up.
Yeah.
And you as an agent today, both of you and your team, is to figure out what's the way to communicate and meet both parties in a way that they understand what's the reality of the market.
Yeah.
Because everybody is expecting a massive crash. On the other hand, it's a very big extreme here right now. And I agree with you that it is unprecedented, that that whole market is confused. And the latest news I heard is there may not be any election this year, right? Potentially it could be next year, due to what we are seeing right now, potentially, right? So again, there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of ambiguity around what we are doing. So that's where, as an agent on the ground, you need to be the local economist of choice to understand what's going on in the market. Now, my next question would be for both of you is, how do you find lead generation changing right now during this shift? Like, what are some of the things that you guys are doing differently? Or are you doing anything different in this lead generation activities and exercise that you guys do on a daily basis in this shifting market?
I don't think there are many, there's a lot of difference in lead generation activities. I always feel that it's the same old things that we need to do. It's just about the options that we take. So for example, open house is something that we are doing very consistently since we formed the team. It's not a usual thing that every agents will do, especially solo agents, because it takes a lot of hard work and time and energy to do it. So since we formed the team, we have the manpower, and this method of lead generating, it's something that we have been doing every month. And we find that even though it's very labor intensive, but it is very effective to create a presence in the local market. So that is something that we are doubling down. So we are, instead of doing 1 house per month, we are doing 2 houses a month. We're trying to do 2 houses a month. So that's how we do it. But other than open house, in terms of like SMS blasting, WhatsApp blasting, social media, is something that we have been doing it every month. So nothing has changed on the part. It's just that we are thinking more ways to focus on the open house lead generation.
So can I follow up the question there? Why did you decide to do open house? And the second follow-up question would be how, but let's just look at the why first. Why? Because it's very unusual. Many people don't like to do open houses. Like, let's do a poll right now. Let's quickly do a poll on the chat. Indicate to us if you are doing 1 open house a month. Like, put it in the chat box. Yes, if you are doing 1 open house a month. No, if you're not doing any open houses at all. Please put in the chat box right now. Let's do this poll and just do this survey. And I suspect many people are not doing any open houses, but I want to know why you're doing this. Joanne, can you share with us why?
Ken, why we're doing it is because I feel that that is the fastest way to create a presence in your local market. And when you do open house every month, you are actually touching base with the neighbors in that neighborhood directly. So even though they may not be the buyer or seller that you're looking for that particular listing, but because you're doing it consistently, your name, your face, the open house or the branding will always be remembered in that neighborhood. John, you want to anything? Yeah.
Correct. So I also want to add on to what Joanne said. I realize in this shift market, open house is really important. Reason because I believe all of us here, you probably received low offer before. You probably received client tell you the market is really bad, therefore my offer is like this. We need to create a market that is happening. I think as a real estate agent, even though the market is a bit down. So what happens is that we do open house, we get all the buyer come at the same time. And our viewing time is only 2 hours.
Yeah.
So during that times, a lot of buyers come at the same time. They will see, oh, this property, all the prospects are looking at the same property that we are looking at. Now, this we will be able to help the seller to sell the property at the market price and not below the market price. And when we do open house, we don't hear buyer come to us and say, hey, the market is very bad, therefore my offer is like this. Because other people are also looking at it. So I think the open house, when we do this, but surprisingly, Joanne, I think lately our transactions, right, are all above, probably the highest in that area. A few transactions that we did is all done by open house.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm hearing is, number one, you get to touch base with all the neighborhood people. People know you.
Yeah.
Because they may not want to sell today, but 3 months, 6 months, 10 months down the road, things will change for them. Or I have a buyer or friend wants to buy, who do I call, right? So that's important. It sounds to me also you are creating an environment or an opportunity or a different feel when you see multiple people coming into the house. That means the buyers get to see the reality of the market, right? There are people actually looking to buy houses here, not only you. Therefore, and there's also limited supply, right? Therefore, you got to look at this price as the price to go to. Can you share with us, like, in a little bit more detail or as much as you can, what are some of the success you have done from open house? Did it give you more listing? Did it give you more sales? What are some of the success that you have done in open house right now? I know this is not what we wanted to do, but since you're talking about this, let's just talk about this for a moment. Yeah.
From open houses, we actually have transacted a few sales already. In terms of numbers, I'm not sure. I think got 3. There are 3 sales from open houses. And also the leads that we get. So a lot of buyers that we feel they are always window shopping. So these are the buyers that will definitely come to open house. Okay, and we nurture these buyers. So whenever there's new listings, we will just use KW Activate to just propose to them. So that's one way of nurturing these kind of prospect buyers. So we know that they are keen buyers. They are not just buyers with no budget. They actually have a budget. In fact, a lot of prospects that we are talking to have been looking for houses for more than 1 year. And we are trying to lead them to make a decision quicker. So that's what the objective of nurturing these kind of buyers, this pool of buyers.
Right. Yeah. Have you successfully nurtured a buyer that wants to buy for a year and bought something from you guys? Have you?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And you wonder, right, how many agents that person met?
Yes.
Right. But nobody follow up with them.
No.
We actually met this client. This client been looking for 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Been looking for 1.5 years. And the last property that we show, and I asked him, how many property you have seen? He said he has seen a lot of property. Then my follow-up question is that, are you tired? And he said he is very tired. I think he's having pain. It's not just physically tired, mentally also tired.
Yeah.
And for the last 1.5 years, he probably don't know what he has seen, to be honest. So I think then after that, we need to have a different conversation with them and reassure them and help him to gain clarity in looking for a property. That's how we help them to get the property they want.
Yeah. And the reason they are tired and the reason it took so long was nobody bothered to sit down and ask them what they want.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered to consult them. Therefore, I think it's the agent's fault for not doing that. And that just show us there's so much opportunity that you guys, when you guys show up, you solve his problem because you were interested to find out what is he looking for. right? And that is the one that one. But imagine the first agent that met him 1.5 years ago. If that person have done his job the way you guys are doing it, you guys would have a chance. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's what's changing, and that's where the opportunity is, because 99% of agents out there in the market don't do what you guys are doing. And they say that, oh, this guy is not serious buyer. Actually, he's a serious buyer. It's just that he doesn't know what he wants, or he's not sure what he wants. He needs someone to consult him. And this is where I think I argue there's no such thing as no serious buyers, but there are such thing as no serious agents out there who don't take their job seriously, right? So thank you for sharing. Thank you for helping that person find their home after 1.5 years and save him all the pain for doing that. That's how we add value to the market. Now, my next question would be that Gary Keller says the number one challenge in any shift is finding motivated people. What I mean motivated, either the sellers or the buyers right now, motivated sellers or buyers. And I think you guys do lead generation consistently every day to find motivated buyers and sellers, right? What's happening right now for you guys? What is the activities and what are the methodology that you guys are doing to find motivated sellers and buyers?
I think first of all, we have to understand the local market very deeply. So Cheras has a different market than Old Klang Road. Desa Park City has a very different market from Cheras. So depending on which local market you're at, you have to try to create a message that will attract the first offer, basically the first response from the buyer or the seller. So we always try to think about what our sellers need right now. So from our flyers that we distribute every month, it's we boast about our results. So over 90% of our properties are sold less than 6 months. Do you want to sell now? We can help you. You know, this kind of message that we will actually tell them, in the market.
Yeah. So you go out there and you have the bragging rights because you are sharing them what is real lah.
Correct.
Yeah, you're showing them data. Can you share with us what sort of, like 90% of what you said? Do you tell them which property you sold? How do you communicate that effectively?
So we tell them in the listing presentation in terms of what listings sold at what price and took how long to sell it. So our quickest turnaround was 9 days. So we got the listing. We took 9 days to sell that property. So even the seller was a bit unprepared. She was like, oh my God, I didn't expect to be so fast. Right. So then we have to work on the timeline with the buyer to see is there any chance to delay the handover.
Right.
But that's a good problem to solve. But what I'm trying to say is we boast about that. We have to, because if you don't boast about how well you do, no one will actually know. And there's no point to keep it, under the bed lah. Yeah.
Right. And it sounds more legit when you tell them statistics, right?
Yeah.
Versus most people say, I got serious buyer, please call me now.
Yeah.
That is that, and many people, when I call that person, because I have a properties that people start calling me, and I always call them and ask them, they don't have a serious buyer. Right? That's not a serious message, right? So John, what do you think? What is helping your work to get the motivated buyers and sellers right now?
I think what Joanne says, basically she said it all. That's what we are doing right now. Every market is very different message to bring it to the market. I always think that have to do it consistently. I think this is really a struggle.
So can I ask you, John, in your day-to-day with your team, right, in terms of lead gen, right, can you just, in a very high level, share with us how does it look like for their life every day when they talk about lead gen? Like, what do the agents do when they talk about lead gen? Is there a fixed thing that they do at a fixed time? How does that look like? So
there's a concept called time blocking, that to protect our productive time to do the dollar productive activities. So on Tuesday we have a weekly huddle to talk about our performance. We review that and then we make changes. So Wednesday and Thursday from 10 to 12 we were on our Zoom, and 2 hours we'll do lead generation. So basically we don't need to switch on our minds, even though right now we can meet physically, but I still think that Zoom are pretty good. So in that 2 hours, we'll do our lead generation, we'll do our follow-ups. So on Fridays, basically, we won't have that time block, but individual agent will probably time block themselves. So basically, we will have 2 hours every day to do lead generation. It's just that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will meet up. and look at each other to do the lead gen.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you guys do together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? And
Correct.
in those lead gen, what happened? Like, what do they do? They call people? Do they text people? What happened?
So yes, so we will handle the blasting, and then we will pass the lead to the agent to follow up and call to get an appointment. So the meeting up together is to just refocus everyone to the team that, okay, today we're going to call this list of sellers. Okay, and then today we're going to call these open house buyers. We're going to propose a listing to these open house buyers. So things like that. So the reason of why we do it group is because we can actually direct the whole group to focus on one certain area of lead generation. Yeah, so that's how we do it.
Right. And it's very productive because everyone comes and they're very clear what they're supposed to achieve.
Yeah.
Right. That's what very clear they're supposed to achieve. And the goal is to find someone that's interested in this property, or to find someone that's interested to sell.
To sell, yeah.
Right. Do you guys have scripts that you all use? How do you all, like, do they just talk the way they want to talk? Like, what happens in that exercise of calling people?
We don't use script anymore, right? Because
we started with scripts. When everyone is still a little bit hesitant and reluctant to make those calls. But right now, our team has sort of matured to doing without scripts. But yes, in terms of objection, we still practice. So there's certain objection that the agent face that they do not know how to answer, then we will bring it up to the table, to the group, and say, okay, is there a better or more efficient way to handle this objection? Yeah.
Right. That's so what I'm hearing is very serious sessions on those 3 days for 2 hours to really go deep down to set appointments. Is there a setting appointment goal that you all set for each other? Is there like, oh,
we do. Yeah. So every week, everyone have to minimum set. So the challenge changes every week. But this month, we are going back to two appointments per person.
Per week.
Per week. Yeah.
Right. So that will give you 8 appointments. Is that for buyers or
sellers?
sellers?
Just purely sellers. Yeah. Listings.
How about buyers?
Buyers, we don't really set it. Because generally we do not have a problem on the buyer's viewing appointment side, mainly on the sellers that we want to chase that goal. Yeah.
So it sounds to me you've got a lot of buyers that wants to buy, but enough stock to sell.
Correct.
So I got 2 pronged questions. The first question is, how do you get so many buyers?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? What's happening that you are getting a lot of buyers inquiring? Can you share with us, like, what caused you guys to have overflowing of buyers?
We run campaigns consistently for the past 2 months. So that's the reason why we have sort of like a lot of prospect buyers who are interested, who are shopping around, but there's just no listings that is suitable to propose to them. So campaign is something that we double down for the past 2 months.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the cost per lead right now?
The cost per lead is started with 0.567. End of my campaign. Yeah, end of my campaign average is about 1.5.
And these are all buyers that want to buy something.
They are leads.
They are leads.
Yeah. 80%, I would say 80% of them they are shopping.
Want to buy something, but they just couldn't find what they want to buy, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing from you guys is you guys clearly separate 2 fractions very clearly. Lead generation for buyers, and now you clear that you have a lot of buyers, and lead generation for sellers. Very clear that you have a lot of lead generation for sellers. So and right now focusing is to get more sellers right now, more sellers appointments, right? Awesome. And are you finding yourself spending more money or spending less money in marketing right now?
More. It's definitely more because we are quite behind from our annual goal. We have to pump in the money to get more leads from the seller side. So we are definitely pumping more money lah. Yeah.
Right. So can you share with us what's your top 3 most productive lead generation activities, and how do you know that they are productive?
Top 3, I would say flyers. We get genuine leads. It's like 100% almost is a confirm can get appointment one from flyers leads. So people that call us through the flyers, and then that is a guaranteed appointment, I would say. Conversion is 100%.
Right.
Second is SMS blasting. But SMS blasting, to be honest, we're spending a lot of money, but the conversion, it's probably about, I don't know, 2%, 2 to 3%. Yeah.
Right.
So WhatsApp blasting is more for nurturing the prospects that we already have.
Right.
So these three are our main lead generation activities. Yeah,
Right.
apart from the open house. The open house is very physical, so I don't put it in the top three. I'm talking about those remote lead generation is these trees. Yeah.
Right. And how do you know these are productive? Because do you track every single lead that comes in from there right now? Are you tracking?
We are whatever that we can track, we try to track. WhatsApp blasting is a bit hard because it's about nurturing. So numbers we track mostly are from flyers and SMS blasting.
So tell me why you're still using flyers, because there are a lot of people saying that flyers are old school, flyers are outdated. Like, why do you think flyers work for you right now?
Because of our market. I think our market still appreciates something physical that they can hold and they can put it on their table and take it from the letterbox. I think these are somewhat create very good impression to our sellers.
Right.
And most of our leads that come from flyers, who especially the sellers part, right? It's like I said, it's almost immediately you can get the appointment, you can get the exclusive and 3%.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm a bit bold here right now. I'm not sure whether you're all willing, but can we take a look at a sample of your flyers? Because you are saying the flyer is so powerful that can give you a guaranteed appointment. Like every time you throw flyers, right, you're going to get appointments. So I want to understand. I want to take a look. I'm curious. How many of you want to take a look at their flyers? Right? If you want to, please press yes. If you don't want to, then they won't show. So please say yes on the chat box. I'm curious to understand. Because and Joanne, maybe you can share about what Joanne is showing, right?
Yeah.
How often do you guys throw flyers?
Once a month.
Yeah.
We will throw about 15 to 20,000 flyers. But
yeah.
can I share screen about the buyers leads that John was talking about? We do track where our buyers leads come from. All right. So there are different sorts of leads like banner, campaign, co-broke agents. Actually, it's the same command and campaign. We just need to classify it. HProp, Facebook, also the same, this one. And then you have flyers, iProperty, KW command, and all that. So from the beginning until now, we have about 631 leads. I'm talking about not buy, I'm talking about leads from all these sorts of activities that we generate.
Hang on, you got about hang on, let me see what you're saying. You got about 57 leads from HProp.
Yeah.
And one lead from iProperty. Oh, 151.
Oh, 151.
Yeah. We just need to classify that. Yeah.
Yeah, but not too bad. HProp is still not too bad for you guys. But Facebook, 100. Facebook are people that saw your post.
Facebook command campaign are all basically campaign lah.
Yeah. Campaigns, you're getting 100.
Yeah, 117.
117.
A lot of the leads are coming from Facebook campaigns right now.
Yeah.
A lot of
because we double down our effort to market it on campaign. Because previously we have a lot of listings that we do not have enough prospect buyers.
Right.
So we realized that we need to market our listing more aggressively.
Wow.
So that's why we went to command. Yeah.
It's very encouraging to see that you're using command to market. And these are all for all three areas, or only for Cheras and Oakland Road?
All three areas actually.
All three areas, right. So
yeah, I'll quickly just show the flyers. So this is the design is from Canva. So it's A4, then we fold it into half, and then we will just distribute into. So this is our message. So we sold 6 months and then call us. This is to search, to list with us basically. But other than that is our open house invitation. And then the rest are all the current listings that we currently hold. The hot listings, the grade A one.
Yeah. And I see that because your market is Mandarin speaking, so
yes,
Chinese.
That's why. Yes, correct.
So I'm going to ask everyone to give an aha here, guys. If you are watching and looking at, can you show the just listed one again? The one this one. If you are a client right now, you're in that area in Cheras and also in OUG area, right? If you're a client right now, when you look at this flyer, share with us what are your perspective, what are your thoughts? What do you think about this agent that is doing both bilingual English and Chinese at the same time for the description, right? English and Chinese, yeah. What else? Superstore. I like that, superstore. What else? What do you see from here? Put in the chat box, please. If you're a client, how do you feel about this agent right now? Anyone? Put in the chat box. What do you think? I feel that you are very serious in what you are doing. As a client, I feel that you know what you're doing. You're putting effort to communicate with me in Chinese and English. And you put those hot things I like, that the market likes this kind of stuff, right? And you are clearly telling me that you are actually the agents that is focused on that location very, very well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I like the fact that you have 90% of your clients sold within 6 months.
Yeah.
So you are giving me some expectation that by hiring me, potentially I can do this. When you receive calls from clients, share with us what are your experiences when you look at these flyers. What were their feedback to you, Joanne and John?
When clients see this kind of flyers,
yeah,
they were like, oh, I didn't know that agents still do flyers. I thought that it's an obsolete thing and it's not effective. But we tell them that it's actually very, very effective. That's why you call us. That's the reason why you call us, because through the flyers, you got our contact and you are very impressed with what we do. That's why you call us. So we sort of like counter the mindset of it's not an obsolete thing anymore. Yeah.
Right.
It's still very relevant. Yeah.
And in your head, when you do flyers, is it more to capture buyers or more to capture sellers?
Sellers actually. Yeah.
I'm going to add anything onto that.
Yeah.
I just want to add on to what Joanne said earlier. We had a prospect came to our open house with the flyers.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he was very excited. Every month he's looking forward to receive our flyers. And I say, why? Because he say, I'm trying to sell my Bukit Damansara property and I love Taman Desa. And 1 year later, we'll come back to Taman Desa. And I know this buyer will not be able to buy now, but 1 year later, he will buy from me. And he's looking forward and excited every month to look at the flyers and see what are the new listing in Taman Desa.
Right.
We just say keep in touch with them. So the flyer may not work now, but it's actually working. Probably 1 year later, the prospect will come back to you. So
it sounds to me you guys have a mindset of you're thinking very big and very wide in terms of the way you think about your business. It is not today's business. It is the next 3, 5, 10 years business that you are building right now. And that's the mindset we need to have. Because I find sometimes most agents want to look at today's business, but they forgot about tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Why do you think agents find it challenging to think that way, like the way you guys are thinking right now?
Why is it challenging? I think it is still challenging. Occasionally, we will sort of drift to that part of, oh my gosh, we're spending too much money. How come no sales this month? It's very real. I must acknowledge that the feeling of that is very, very real. So that's why it's so challenging to switch the mindset, to have a paradigm shift to a different mindset that is supposed to be a nurturing business. You are in a people business and you cannot expect everyone that you reach out to can make decision now.
Right.
It's just impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How about you, John?
I really think we need to accept. Sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. We really need to accept this,
right? Because
we are in a long-term game. And I just perhaps I can share this story about last month. Our sales was really bad.
Yeah.
And we were so concerned about that. But if we look at our P&L, we make profit. It's just that last month our sales is bad, but we know there are some deals get stuck. But we understand it's either I close it this month or I close it next month.
Yeah.
So August result probably the worst.
I blame the ghost month. It's the ghost month.
You didn't do the ghost month marketing.
No,
campaign.
we forgot.
You didn't do the ghost month pricing. That's why you say ghost month, the price drop.
Yeah. Because we are in a very Chinese market and we just really, we didn't take that too seriously.
So last month was quite bad. But when we look at our P&L, actually we are not losing money. We have profit. And it's just that we
Yeah.
have to accept sometimes we make money, sometimes we lose money, and that's fine. And just have
Right.
to keep on going on that.
Yeah, it's true. Someone say hungry agent months because the whole market got 1 month there's ghost month, 11
Yes.
months is hungry agent month. So don't worry, right? And I want to make the point here is number one, they know their P&L very well. They know their numbers so well. They know that's why you are confident. Let's keep going. Let's keep marketing because you know your numbers very well. And you are thinking from a very infinite mindset. I want to put attention to some of us said, this is a great book to watch, to read. Simon Sinek's book about the infinite game. The way we should think about our business is infinite, not finite. And I think a lot of us are thinking finite sometimes. So I encourage everyone to think infinite like them. And that's an example of how you think infinite. Let's look long term. I'm losing money. I didn't lose any money this month. I'm actually making profit, but I have more potential deals coming in the pipeline. I know what's in my pipeline. And I think when you know what's in your pipeline, you know what's your P&L, that's when you are confident to just charge forward, right? Just keep on doing. Let me ask a different question. The book is called The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek, right? Great book. What are the activities that you've been doing, spending money on that you realize is no longer effective?
Wow.
Any?
We didn't even start that. Like newspaper, no.
Yeah, we have there are a few other ways that we haven't even tried to be honest. And I feel that we have not, so we are not pulling back now because we haven't even tried other ways of lead generation. So we have not reached that stage that we have tried everything, hence we want to cut down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're doing now is working, is the open houses, is the flyers, is the KW command campaigns.
Yes.
It's calling people from your database, right? Because you are building a database. Maybe I should ask you, how big is the database right now? Roughly.
I think from sellers, we have about 500 plus leads. So buyers part, I think we have more, 600 plus. So yeah, 1,001, 1,002.
You're building the database and you are consistently talking to it, right? You're consistently talking with it, right?
And this database is only built since January,
right?
The 1,001, yeah. It's not a cumulative of my contact or John's contact for the past few years. Yeah.
It's the new database that you guys
database, yes.
And you already have 1,000 over people that you are talking to right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sales are coming from the database. Nurturing the database. I mean, you got the lead from somewhere, but as you are nurturing, is how you're working, or is this new leads that's buying properties from you now?
A combination of both, I would say.
Right. Combination of both. But the database one is working. Right. Now, during the shift market, some people recommend doubling down on lead generation. Are you guys spending twice the amount of money and spending twice the amount of time right now is to help you get your goal?
We should. I think looking at now that we are already in September, we probably need to re-strategize on our time blocking. The other new thing in the pipeline is we are actually trying to prepare to launch our website. So that is what we foresee is going to be the most, the latest way of new lead generating, and which we're going to pump in more money. So running Google ads and things like that is something that is in the pipeline. Yeah.
Right. And going to your neighborhood, and you're very clear what kind of market you're doing, right? John, how about you? Anything that you guys are planning to double down on to lead gen?
The website,
right?
Because right now we are doing lead form, right? On KW command, we straight away want the client to register. So every time they click, right, they say, "Oh, this guy want my name and contact and email already."
Yeah.
We thought we want to give more information.
Yes.
We want to. I should
add
say
value.
this.
I want to give value.
Add value, and I want a little bit more qualified leads.
Yeah.
I received a lot of leads on KW command, as you can see. Just now I show you the tables. But people always say the quality is in the quantity. I understand that. But I prefer to have a little bit more quality, and the website will help us to filter that.
Right.
So instead of get them to register, we want them to go to our website, to go through all the information, and then our listing agent will be there.
Right.
They just need to click and go direct to a listing agent and set up.
Right. So
we want to do things a
that's
little
in the
bit more
pipeline.
purposeful. Yeah.
That's in the pipeline. When you guys plan to launch this?
Hopefully by end of the month. So we
Right.
are already about 70-80% there. Just trying to finalize, and then hopefully we can go live by end of the month.
So it sounds to me you guys are not thinking about spending more time, but thinking about having more leverage
Yes.
lead generation, because it's not sometimes about time, it's about the methodology. So time is only one factor, but if you have a digital online presence,
Yeah.
right, and then you are marketing the online presence because your flyers are going up, probably I'm thinking all the website links are all going to be there.
Yes.
Right, and
Correct.
in your campaigns, all your website links going to be there. That's really the opportunity that you feel that is there for you to double down your lead gen. Is that right to say?
Yeah, and also I think another way of looking at it, the mindset that we are adopting right now, it's we are in a real estate business and we're dealing with a very expensive product here, and not just product, the services as well. So we cannot expect someone to just buy or sell with you in just one click or just one call. So we realized that the sales pipeline is supposed to be very long in the real estate industry. So and we want to create that. We want to do more content. We want to add more values to our buyers and sellers. So it's a journey, and we hope that the bulk of this journey can be leveraged using technology. So like website campaigns. So all these will be handled, and then slowly, the funnel, as they continue to show interest to the property or with us, then there's a human touch already. When they contact, we already know that this person's sort of journeyed through the sales pipeline, and then when they talk to us, it's more productive, more intentional.
Right.
Yeah.
So finding some automation first to leverage, right? And at the same time, get them to go through a journey so that you can also understand what is their trend and what they're looking for, and they also can understand you guys better.
Yes, correct.
It's a both way of like online conversation that's happening while getting to know each other. And I also think, okay, by the way, Joanne and John, speak to Nicholas after this. I want to get you guys on board our special project. You talk to him, say special project for automation for WhatsApp, and then he will give you, I think we have a solution for that already.
Okay.
Yes. So talk to Nick. I will get you guys on board a special project.
Okay.
We're testing this right now. So I hope Nick is watching and Nick is listening, and Nick will get you all involved, but I will let him know. Right.
Okay.
Cool. How are your messages going out? Like, what direct offers do you make clients to meet the immediate response? So if you talk about Mofir, let's just talk a little bit about Mofir. Is that virtual support can type in the chat box Mofir, which means make clients to make an offer for immediate response. What are some of the Mofirs that you are using right now to get attention from buyers or sellers?
So like what we have mentioned earlier, so it's our stats, our how many percent of our properties are sold within how long. So that's one of our message. The other messages that we are trying to think, which is in the pipeline, it's probably offering free legal fees. So this is something that we hope that will entice sellers to list with us exclusively and with 3%. And we realize that in a very competitive market like Desa Park City, where inventory is very low, or rather there's too many agents there, we want to stand out. And that's kind of that's the message that we are trying to craft. We are just calculating our costs on the back end. And if it's good to go, we are ready to launch that.
Right.
I think just to add on to what Joanne said and what John Lee said earlier, the market is changing, right?
Yeah.
We are actually thinking about remargin our profit.
Yes.
I don't know when that will happen. Right now, we're getting 3% exclusive. We are very comfortable with that. But I believe there will be certain period of time that we need to remargin our business and offer differently to get the market share. So we are still thinking about that. And we ask each other, are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Actually, we are not ready for that. But our competitors may be catching up.
Yes.
But we need to prepare for this.
Right. So let me back up a little bit and ask this question. How many of your transactions or listings are exclusive and 3%? How many percent of them are exclusive and 3%?
We have a percentage.
Okay, I did not calculate, but I think this
70.
Lately the transactions are all exclusive.
Yeah, the transacted
more
ones
than
are more
60%. more than
Yeah.
60%.
Sorry, say that again. So all that transaction you have done, they are all exclusive 3%. Is that right?
I did not calculate, but I think more than 60 to 70% are exclusive.
How many of your listings are exclusive and 3%?
Yeah, they're about 70%.
70%. So you went in the mindset that I must take exclusive. I must go and get the exclusiveness because I want to be competitive. I want to kick out all my competitors. I want to be ahead of them. That's the mindset and that's the action, right? And with that, and you got it because you make an offer, the Morphia offers. You are thinking about making Morphia offers right now, especially it's throwing down values like legal fees to the sellers.
Yeah.
You're thinking about that. And you're talking about maybe what John says, I'm going to remargin our business, right? You're thinking of remargining our business. Why do you behave that way? Sherry, let's just remind us again, why are you all behaving that way, thinking that way?
Because you need to get a bigger market share in the location that you're looking at.
Yeah.
That's number one. I think if we don't do that, I think the goal and the revenue for us to try to hit, right, is too small.
Yeah.
I think by remargin the business, the quantity have to come in as well.
Right.
If there's no quantity and you try to remargin your business, it will be so tough, man.
Right.
Very, very tough. So
Right.
the moment we want to remargin, it means that we want to expand the business. We want more revenue to come into our business.
Yeah. Why is it important to hit market share?
That's the only way to be successful, I think. Yeah, as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the opportunity to win market share is so big right now.
Yeah.
Like the reason I say this is because most agents don't think like that. Do you all agree?
Mm.
Your market and you're competing, maybe not all, but some of the markets that you're working on right now. I know you're working on 3 markets, but do you all agree that some of these agents in those markets are not focusing on market share?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And hence that's the opportunity, right? That's the opportunity to go in there and think market share. And by thinking market share, you are now cornering the market to build a big moat around your market, to build a big wall around the market to stop other competitors from coming in while you are actually going in there to win the market.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the opportunity is right now. I think it's the best time and it's a shifting market because in the shifting market, people don't think strategically. And most agents don't think strategically. They are very tactical. So if you think strategy and you have a long-term perspective, you have a higher chance of beating them. And that's what you're trying to do right now. And you guys just went into the OUG market this year. It's not something like, right? And you're already having that kind of success, right? How many of you think that when they came into the market just recently this year, this market, they are having some success with the numbers of transactions? If you agree that they are seeing some success, please press 1 on the chat box, right? I think there is a lot of opportunity in this market for agents to reshape and rethink their belief system to focus on how to win market share. And I want to spend the last question asking you guys this. What are the challenges that come before you in that mindset of wanting to win market share right now? And how do you overcome those challenges? John,
you want to go first?
Very challenging.
right.
Why your question is so tough one, Leon?
I think to me, what I can think of at the top of my head is we want to leverage with our competitors. I think we find that actually that is the fastest way to grow a market share together with the local agents. That our competitors want to turn them into our friends.
Right.
So I think that is something that we are trying to work on to see, can we do that? That's part of our strategy to win the market share. It's actually to work with our competitors together for the same goal. Yeah.
Right. So, John, how about you?
I just want to add on to what Joanne said. We'll be talking to our competitors. In fact, we add value to him.
Yeah.
Even though he is our competitors. Because he know that we do open house quite aggressively, and he has got an exclusive listing and urgent to sell. So I met up with him and I shared with him how we do the open house.
Yeah.
and about the goal, the direction, because he focused in that area for many years. And I give him the vision that, hey, you should expand together with a team and be part of it. And I understand his GCI, and I know there's some of the strategy and ways that we can work together. So even though it's our competitors, I don't mind to add value to him, to help him, because he will see a bigger benefit to be part of something that is bigger than himself.
Right.
So I think like what Joanne said, the bigger challenge is that, hey, learn how to work with your competitors. Don't fight.
Don't fight with them, but we are trying to see whether we can work with the local competitors in the local market. That's I feel that's the fastest way, because they already have their database, they already have listings. And why work separately if we can come to a mutual agreement that, the pie is big enough to be shared?
Right. And this is where I think the trend is moving forward, where we have to think about building teams in our business or being a part of a team in our business, because the complexity of marketing a property becomes so much more different. I mean, it used to be simple, right? It used to be, I hang a signboard, I put a newspaper ad, then many years later, this portal came in, and then we just put a listing in a portal, and we just wait for people to call, and then but today is not like that anymore. It's not so simple, right? You need to do 360, you need to consult, you need to price correctly, you need to do so many things where one man is probably not enough. And that's why I motivated you guys to form a team, a partnership, and build a team of 7 people to do this transaction, and you're moving faster than you could do on a single person. But maybe after a certain period of time, you will see that the profits is so much more greater than being a single agent. Would you all agree that the trend is there right now?
Definitely.
Right.
So it will be an exponential growth.
Right. When you are attached to something, when you're being part of something, and move away from the single agent mindset. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to move away from a single agent and think about collaboration, because for many years, the industry is built in a way that everybody think that being by solo agent is the only way to go forward. I totally disagree. I think there's an opportunity for us to be part of a team. We just have to see each other creating value for each other. Like Joanne and John, maybe I have one last follow-up question. What does it take for you to accept me to be in your team right now? I mean, not me, but like say if I'm an agent today, I know you all accept me, and I know I'm very acceptable. But what helps for you guys to accept people in your team? What are you looking for?
We're looking for people that have the same values as us, as the team. That's like number one. Okay. Number two, it's highly committed to this industry. So definitely looking for someone that's full-time, that in the real estate industry. Third, I think most importantly, it's you're a team player, because I think many of us who have been solo agents will find it very hard to work as a team, because you feel that your commission is being split with some people that, with others that you don't want to split that. So when you hang on to the commission split, then I think that we cannot work together lah. Yeah, it's just so simple. Yeah, so someone is open-minded lah. Yeah, no need to start with a J. No need to start with J.
No need to change your name to join their team.
Yeah, no need to change your name.
Okay, John, what do you think?
I think to add on what Joanne said, I think team players is important, and they understand how to work together, and we are able to share the common goal. I think collaboration is more important than cooperation. They understand how teams work. And I think we are very aligned with KW mission, is to really build a career worth having, that they are able to see it long term. Most people, not all, I think some of people, they don't like to work together because they're too obsessed of the income of the commission they want to get. They say, oh, if I'm work in a team, the moment I share, half of my commission gone. They would think that way. I think we become successful by sharing.
Yeah,
we will success through other people. So when people understand this concept, they can work very well in this team. I believe. I believe so.
So it's not so much about my commission going out. It's what's the value I'm getting in return when I share this, right? So there's an exchange. There is an exchange that is happening as I join this team. I get this value in exchange for this. I get consistency, and I hearing there's a very high accountability culture in the team, which is going to get more higher and higher as you progress, because accountability is the pathway to succeed, right? So I'm hearing that, yes, when you being remargin means lowered up the fee than 3%, correct? That's what you're talking about, right? Yeah, you're doing that. There's a question on the chat box, is explain your leadership style a little bit. Like for both of you guys, like what's the leadership style that you adopt in running this team right now?
John, you want to go?
Who's the one that holds the whip?
I think Joanne and I have probably different. I'm not
Different,
sure.
yeah.
Different. I was taught to be a servant leader. I'm trying to. I don't know how to say, Joanne. I care for people. That's where I make for, and I just care about everyone's well-being, and I always ask how do you all feel about this.
Yeah.
I think I need Joanne because Joanne's a little bit driven, and maybe Joanne, you can explain yourself.
Yeah, I think both of us have very different leadership style. I think that's where we complement each other very, very well. John is definitely a more empathetic leader, more compassionate leader than me. So those are my shortcomings, I must say. So I'm the one that look at the numbers of appointments and say, "Ayo, why are you not achieving your number of appointments this week? What happened?" Or maybe I don't even ask what happened. Can you please do it now? Kind of leader. But John will always call them and say, why are you not achieving? Is there something, that you're struggling, your personal life? And, is there any things that I can help out? Yeah. So very different leadership style. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why it's important to have both of these inside the team, because you are now able to help people at different stage and different perspective or different junction that they're in. If I am struggling with getting my appointments, Joanne is going to ask what the numbers, and John is going to help on the soft part on what are some of the things that we can work it out to help you achieve your goals, or just be a listening ear for a while. Maybe it's just taking a week off and come back, and maybe it's just as simple as that, right? But nobody asks them. I find that many times many leaders don't ask why are you not having a good result versus what you're not doing right.
Yes.
Right. So I think the combination of two of you sounds like it's a more holistic approach, but it's not about compassion or less compassion or more compassion. It's really about all focusing on the numbers.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are the one that does the heavy lifting. And I argue if you don't focus on numbers, everything else doesn't matter anymore. Do you all agree?
Yeah.
The foundation is the numbers, but the people is important. The numbers are just a milestone for us to focus on, but the people is important. How do you help the people understand the numbers? That's the key to this leadership, and I think it's a constant progression. Do you all think that you all have been changing, morphing into different leadership style from the day you start until now? Like, do you think you have changed that leadership style?
Yeah, definitely. And we're still learning, and we're definitely still learning. We're not perfect leaders. We're not perfect salesperson. That's why I think KW, that's the reason why we feel that KW is so important to us, that we want to be part of it, is because of the culture and the values. And I always feel that culture is the main thing that holds everyone together. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Right. Thank you so much for sharing today, because we are running out of time. I'm going to go for the announcements. I'm going to ask you guys to give some last thoughts and last advice for agents today. So Marcus or Sharon, can I have the announcements, please? Announcements, please. Marcus or Sharon, can I have the announcements, please? You don't have to share the screen, just show me the announcements. Quickly, thank you. All right. So we are having our prop tech this on the 22nd of September. All market centers are combining to one place now. If you have not understand your technology or you want to learn more about technology, please come to our PropTech event on the 22nd of September in Market Center 1. If you're a guest, you are welcome to join us. Please click on the bit.ly link in the chat box and you register, and someone will get in touch with you with more information. Next slide, please. Right, we are still sharing value stories about how we are doing our business. How are we getting our if you are running out of ideas to create templates to send to clients. This is where we share our value story to our clients and our industry players as well. Next slide, please. We also have touch points for clients. This is one favorite touch point that I have. This is an example of a MOFIA, like up to 36% reduction in your monthly housing loan for the first 5 years. We have an agreement with Affin Bank, only exclusively to us for now, is to how can we help clients either refinance or buy property at a reduced mortgage rate for 5 years, meaning they can reduce their monthly payments up to 36% for the first 5 years. So that's a good MOFIA, right? That's what Joanne and John is talking about. So if you go to the owners and say, hey, do you want to refinance or not? Now, many owners don't talk about refinancing actually, but actually it's just an opportunity to speak to them or to the buyers. Hey, do you know that buying through us right now will give you a reduced monthly payments for 5 years with us because we've got a deal with this bank right now. Don't tell them which bank. Ask them to call you, right? And then have that conversation. So this is a good touch point for us to use. Next slide, please. Right, Joanne and John, let's finish up by really sharing. If I'm an agent, I'm struggling, lead generation, I'm struggling in this shifting market. What's your advice for me? Who wants to go first?
Maybe I go first.
Yeah.
I think I read this book and I looked at this quote and it reminds me a lot. And it says, success requires both urgency and patience. Be urgent about making the effort. Be patient about seeing the result. And I think this quote by John Maxwell, and it stole in my heart. And I think it's very important.
Can you repeat that again?
Success requires both urgency and patience. Be urgent about making the effort. Be patient about seeing the result.
Urgent and patient. That's a very good advice. Thank you for sharing, John. Joanne, what about you? What's your last thoughts for people here today?
I think if you are feeling lost, right? Since now we are in our last quarter of the year, go back to the GPS. I think that's really something that we probably have to look back again at our GPS, tweak the numbers if you need, tweak the strategy, and then just focus on the last lap for 2022. So this is the time to re-look back, refocus. If you like what you say, if you need a one week break, take it and then come back, refocus, and just finish the lap for this year.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Joanne and Jonathan. Guys, if you have learned, how many of you are learning something from the JJs today? The JJs today, right? How many of you are, if you're learning something, please press 1 and do express your gratitude to both Joanne and Jonathan, because I think they have taken a lot of time to help you guys understand and being very open about their business as well, right? I think great sharing, great. I feel that you guys are our role models for real estate agents today. I wish that real estate agents should think and behave like you guys, because if everyone think and behave like you guys, all agents will have a great successful journey. Again, it's all about being patient, but being very urgent at the same time to change the way we look at our business. So thank you so much, Joanne and Jonathan, for being here today. I trust that we will always be talking with you guys very soon. But remember, talk to Nick. That's your reward for doing this with us. You will get be part of a special project with Nicholas, right? He might ask you what is it about. Don't worry, I will settle with you.
Okay.
But thank you so much for sharing openly, and I believe all of us have learned and been blessed by you. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook and on Zoom. We'll see you guys in the next session. Thank you so much.
Bye.